Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about the business model cover of the AuBang. The company is going to be called AuBang, a common word of the abbreviation of Australia, AU, and the Chinese word bang, which means help or assistance. As the name suggests, to the Chinese international students and other overseas Chinese in Australia. AuBang is going to be a service provider platform that helps them to live a better life in Australia. The idea of AuBang comes from the observation that one of the Han Chinese international students and the other overseas Chinese in Australia often feel hard to get the service that they need. And on the other hand, the service provider who target overseas Chinese in Australia are separated, standalone, and unintegrated. As a startup business model, this report could focus on the customer side and consume that service provider would come naturally. First one, but the customer segment, Chinese international students and other overseas Chinese in Australia often feel hard to get the service that they need. On the other hand, the service provider will target overseas Chinese in Australia are separated, standalone, and unintegrated. As a multi-site platform, AuBang has the two kinds of customers. One of the side they are service provider, and the final customer are on the other side. In this startup presentation, however, only the final consumer are on the other hand. In this reporter, however, on the consumer side could be considered. The total Chinese international student enrollment in 2014 was more than 91,000, taking 33.8% of the international students enrolled in Australia. Therefore, this market that AuBang targets is big. Their demand is different from the local Australia because they have the different cultural background, different habits, and different personality relationship, and different first language. Value proposition. The value proposition of this company can be summarized in a simple sentence. Find what consumer wants more efficiently. As a multi-sided platform, AU is going to save the searching costs for both of the consumers and the service provider who target overseas Chinese in Australia more than specific. AuBang helps its potential consumer to find the right logistic company and Chinese restaurant with sufficient information about the price, service, location, and the customer feedbacks, helps its potential consumers to save the energy and time that would otherwise be spent on searching, helps its potential consumers to use different Chinese forums. Is one website or software or app store helps its potential consumer to use a quality VPN easily. Channel, the convenience or the value of AuBang would be delivered through the own channels. This will not only reduce the cost but also solve the principal agent problem more specifically. AuBang would reach its consumer through its own website, software, and apps on iPhone or other smartphones. It should be noted that in the first minimum viable products, the channel would be website only, since the other two channels would be much costlier, and the website is sufficient to accomplish the task of the minimum viable products. Customer relationship. Because the positive network externality is the nature of the business of the AuBang, the customer relationship management is of the vital importance, since the total user of the AuBang would be a large number. The customer types is mass customers. To manage the relationship with the mass customers, the customization is crucial. With the help of the technology of the big data, it would not be hard to understand the preference, behaviors, data, and it would not be hard to the habits of the central groups, the customers' relationship management then should be customized. Moreover, to increase the customer intimacy, discounts and happy birthday email should be offered to the customer on their birthday. Part of the both two ways of the managing customers' relationship, it is also highly important to respond to the customer complaints and new demands seriously and timely. Revenue streams. As many cinema business, the revenue would be generated from the first 1 or 2 years operation. As mentioned before, the biggest threat that AuBang is faced to threat the new entrants. It is necessary to bear the loss in the beginning and target as many users as possible. After the first stage, when the users are consumed to the AuBang, revenue would start to rise. The revenue would generate from the charging user more money than the service or the product provider would charge without the AuBang. The price of the AuBang should necessarily be lower than the potential searching cost that user would have to pay if AuBang does not exist. Key resource. As mentioned above, the financial support during the startup time is important. Other important resource is the developer of the software, the website, and the apps, because the customer's experience would depend on the quality of them. As a platform, the amount of the user, their data, and the relationship with them are of course also highly important. The most important activity of the AuBang is to reach as many potential customers as possible, and therefore marketing is the most important one among key activities. Except from marketing and the software, website and app development and maintenance are also important. The key partners are firstly payment provider, because AuBang involved the many activities that require payments. In addition, the big suppliers are also important, through there are many suppliers that can provide the service that customers on consumer side need. Without the cooperation with the big VPN provider, well, no Chinese forum, the major largest customer, the company's consumers would find hard to use AuBang. Final part is about the cost structure. The cost would include the following parts. Firstly, the software, website, and app developer and maintenance would investable costs. Other cost is the salary of the marketers and the manager, because marketing is also a key activity and the operation needs managers. Other cost on the starting stage is the subsides that gives to potential customer to attract them to create an account and use the AuBang. That's all. Thank you.